Jam on toast!
Hey everybody, today we've got to put down something as a basis for future discussion. It's called the hero's journey. While my reference is going to be in the doobly-doo, I'm going to make a video here that I can reference for my own in case that disappears for some reason. I know I'm going to get a lot of literary buffs coming in and beating me up, but hey, this is a video game thing too, and this is where I take interest in the hero's journey. Because the hero's journey is the idea of a hero, or normally a protagonist, going through certain events to tell a very trope type story, and they're surmised in 12 points. Point 1 is called the ordinary world. You're introduced to the character so that you can sympathize or relate, and ultimately you can get behind him as he goes in and does all these amazing things. Obviously, he's got to be introduced into some kind of conflict here. Which brings us to point 2, the call of adventure. This is where the hero is called upon to confront the conflict that we discussed in the first one. Point 3 is the refusal of the call. While this sounds ridiculous that people would turn away from such great things, it's very typical in stories if you think about it, and especially video games, that the hero goes, oh no, it's too big, it's too whatever, I can't do that. This is dealt with point 4, meeting the mentor, where typically the hero ends up in conversation with someone who gives them advice, equipment, or help of some kind in becoming the person who can defeat the conflict that was given in point 1. Point 5 is crossing the threshold. Now properly equipped to deal with the situation, or to become better equipped with the situation, he crosses from the ordinary world into the adventure world and proceeds to point 6, tests allies and enemies. This is where the hero goes through a bunch of smaller conflicts and ends up gaining allies and grows as a person and a character to be able to defeat whatever the greater plot is later. Which is also known as the approach, where they gather and muster and go forth to actually confront it. The it that I'm speaking of is known as the ordeal. It's usually the huge climax and battle scenes that the character proceeds through to actually overcome the original conflict in point 1, but through a much more grandiose type. Which of course leads to point 9, the reward. There's usually some kind of boon for defeating this, whether it's the world saved, etc., or whatnot. Later in point 10, the road back. The hero tries to return to the normal world. Often there's a point 11 called the resurrection. This is where the extraordinary character has to deal with the resurgence of the original conflict, or another even more grandiose thing, in the vulnerability of their ordinary world. This is off followed up point 12, return with the elixir, where the hero returns whatever boon he's gained and can try to make the ordinary world as extraordinary as that character has become. This is not just stuff I made up. This is a very classic trope of things and a formula, if you will, for making movies and stories and books and novels and featurettes and anything you can think of. That's it for me today. I'm Cameron. Have a nice day.